Right, I'm not gonna waste your time. Chances are that if you clicked on this video, you clicked because you feel like there's something missing inside of you. You feel as if you're going through each and every single day with something missing inside of you, something that's grand and something that you know you have to find because or else you just will live this horrible, miserable, unfulfilling, low status life. And you've come to the conclusion that that thing that is missing in your life, it might be true masculinity. I was in your exact position several years ago. I felt as if I was not going through life with this sense of masculine aggression and drive and purpose. I felt as if I was just drifting through things. I was taking the feminine approach to things. I was taking the just enjoy yourself and, live your life approach to things. Instead of just thinking about the future, thinking about the consequences that eating that junk food, that masturbating while looking at that, while playing video games for this amount of time would have on my future. I never thought about those things because it was never in my mind, because I always had this feminine approach to everything, this pussy approach to life, that I should just enjoy things and that life should be great. And don't get me wrong, feminine women are amazing, but feminine men are horrible. And I'm telling this from first-hand experience. I've been one of those feminine men. And most of those people, bro, out there who act like, yeah, it's fine, bro. It's fine to be a bit feminist, bro. It's fine not to take things too seriously, bro. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, look at me. I'm fine. I'm always talking like this and shit. And I don't have any fucking ambition. And my parents are not proud of me. But no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You cannot lie to yourself about things like these. You cannot lie to yourself when it comes to the way that you're living your life. And you know that you need to live your life in a masculine manner, or else you wouldn't have clicked on this video. On a video regarding traits of masculinity. Core traits that I believe every masculine man should have. Core traits that I believe I have started to heavily develop in the past year of my life. And that I think that I have such a much more longer journey to go on to get fully to. So I need to keep working a lot in order to get there. But these are some of the things that I believe, some are traits and values that I've cultivated myself and that I believe have helped me become much more masculine. If you saw me a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you would have seen this shell of the man I could have been. You would see this shell just walking around, laughing at stupid things, making stupid jokes, having absolutely no good sense of humor, having no joy, and being with the people that I used to spend my time with. I was just drifting through life. I had no clear, specific goals in my mind. I did not know what I wanted to do with myself. I did not understand how things were going to happen in the future. I understood that if I just keep enjoying myself, then I can, escape this current issue for now, and that's good enough. I was always escaping the moment. I was always online. I was always on social media. And, I'm going to get into this for a quick moment. Like, social media is the place where you're going to be feminized. I'm not fucking bullshitting you. You spending time on social media, on all these kinds of normal social medias, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, all these kinds of places, they will feminize you. They are social media, they are mass medias, and all they do is promote content that several people up there want you to see. And most of the time, they want you to see this fucking bullshit, feminine ass content that's just telling you, just live with your weaknesses. It's fine. You don't have to fix anything about yourself. Just keep scrolling, bro. Keep scrolling. It's fine. Keep scrolling. Keep making us money, bro. Don't give a fuck about your own life. Don't try to do good things with yourself. No. Just keep scrolling. Keep wasting your life away watching Andrew Tate shorts and looking at girls with huge asses and tits on Instagram. Keep watching that. Keep looking at 12-year-old girls shaking their ass on TikTok, bro. How the hell are you not gonna be a fucking feminine ass pussy watching that? How are you not gonna be a feminine ass motherfucker seeing some 50 different people in the span of 5 minutes telling you that, oh my god, it's okay to not be extreme, it's okay to not really know what you want to do with your life, it's okay to just be a little pussy and drift through your life like a fucking loner. How are you not gonna be depolarized? How are you not gonna act like a feminine ass motherfucker? And you see, I was consuming that shit on a daily basis. I was consuming that content, this feel-good stuff, this self-care, self-help, self-love content. And it made me a shell of the person that I wanted to be. It made me feel horrible about myself. It made me feel as if I had nothing to live for. And the truth is, in my mind, with the values that I had at that current time, I had nothing to live for. I was as bad, I was as miserable, I was as pathetic as all these other guys out there. All these other girls out there just promoting this shit to people for no reason. Acting like, no, it's fine to just have problems and try to escape them all the time, bro. It's really toxic to try and actually fix your problems, by the way. It's toxic to work out. I've heard that on the internet so many fucking times. People, fat ass motherfuckers, bro, talking to young people like us, who are, most of us, they're very easily manipulative. And you can fucking relate to this, can't you? You've been manipulated your entire life to just act in this way, to act in this feminine manner. And we get this shit in our families as well, by the way. I love my parents. I love my fucking family so much. But I cannot deny the fact that I have been feminized more than I should have been in my family. And you probably have been as well. And this is just one of the consequences of living with the mass media around you. This is one of the consequences of having a TV, having a phone, having a fucking computer connected to the Wi-Fi and everything your entire fucking life, almost. And having your parents go through that as well for a good portion of their lives. And most of the things that they see, because, you know, they're easily manipulative as well. The majority of them are. And they're going to be manipulated by all these kinds of feminine ass motherfuckers online. All these men online. I cannot call them men, bro. They're all fucking boys. They're guys. None of them are fucking men. And I'm not a man myself. Definitely not. I still have a long way to go. I still feel as sometimes I'm just taking the feminine approach to life. Sometimes I feel like as if I'm just really not pushing myself. I'm not penetrating life as I should be as a fucking man. And this is something that I have been working on for the past year and a half. And I believe this is a journey as big as self-improvement itself. I believe that self-improvement itself is still a mini journey that leads you to achieving masculinity, to achieving true masculinity as a man. And so I have found 4 traits in my life that I've noticed that I've started actually working more towards and developing and cultivating and making good progress on. I've realized that those things, they've made me much more masculine. I now feel much more compelled to take on a competitive aspect of something. I feel much more compelled to go out there and fucking penetrate life. I feel much more compelled to do the fucking hard work when I don't feel like it. You've heard that phrase before, haven't you? Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. I became compelled by these 4 traits to do it. I'm going to talk you exactly through them, right? So we're going to start. The first trait here is discipline, right? Discipline is literally out of the question. You need it in every place of your life. There's absolutely no question about that. Discipline equals life. If you want to make a quick similarity between them, they're very much correlated. You take one out, you live a shit life. That's it. And so you need to understand that things won't easily work out. You'll have to struggle. You'll need to struggle. You'll need to feel the pain of having to know that things won't always work the way that you want them to. You'll need to understand that although, you know, you've made all these plans for your future, although, you know, you'd really like to just do this and do that, sometimes things are not going to work out. Sometimes you're going to have to go through shit and get shit. And you'll need to struggle. You'll need to fucking crawl through all these kinds of bullshits every single day to live a better life. Sometimes that's going to have to happen. I had to do that myself with my own mind. My own mind was fucking clogging me with bullshit, making me just crawl in my own feces, if that even makes any sense. And I had to struggle through that, and I came out of there a better man. You need to understand one more thing, that your feelings don't have a say in this matter, you know? Some things just won't work out. Some things just simply won't work out. You won't be able to do 50 different things at the same time. You won't be able to do all these kinds of different things, and you'll need to fucking struggle. You'll need to literally be good at one thing at a time. This is how you make good progress. You cannot be good at like 5 different things at the same time. Maybe you can make decent progress on 2 or 3 things in a day, but when it gets bigger than that, when there's more than that, you don't make any progress. It's all useless. And so you need to discipline yourself and you need to understand that your feelings, the things that your brain tells you, all the fucking bullshit that my brain clogged me with, I needed to understand that feelings don't have a say in the matter. And this is something that I still try to adapt very heavily on a day-to-day basis, because there's always going to be times in your life when you're going to feel conquered by your emotions to some extent, when you're going to feel as if your emotions are taking control of you. But that's when you have to step back, you have to take in a deep breath, you have to detach away from the situation. This is the art of detachment, by the way. I've made a video on that if you want to watch it. You need to detach away from the situation and you need to tell yourself, my feelings, they don't have a say in this matter. My feelings don't matter. What I think about this certain thing that I'm doing, what I think about me working out, what I think about me making this video, what I think about me having to eat clean all the time, what I think about me not being allowed to spend bullshit time with people that don't give a fuck about me, although they might be fun and enjoyable in the present moment. I need to understand my feelings don't have a say in this. There's been plenty of times when I wanted to just simply approach girls that are attractive as shit, but I know that they're degenerates. And I've said this many times before, but it's not that hard to get girls. I mean, I've done it several times, and it's pretty damn fucking simple. And if a dumbass like me can get girls, then probably everybody can. Right? And so I had that need, I felt that need to just try to attract these girls for the quick physical aspect of it, because, oh my god, huge tits, huge ass, but I understood that my feelings don't have a say in this matter. That I need to be disciplined for my own sake. That I'm not just going to run around with all these kinds of women, all these kinds of people in my life. That I need to have higher standards for myself if I want to achieve the future that I want for myself. You understand? That I need to sacrifice things in order to have a better life, and that I don't have a fucking say in this. This is the process. You trust the process and you fucking do it. Oh, you go to the gym? Oh my god, today I have legs, dude. I fucking hate it. Like, sometimes maybe you have chest, and it's like fun and you're there and you feel pumped up. You have your chest is being a bit pumped up. You're like, yeah, and you have arms and you feel like you're a bit bigger and you feel good. You're like, yeah, I like the gym. But then legs come around, and maybe there's some fucking crazy people out there, bro, and I respect you. If you like legs, then I respect you. And I think I've started to like legs, doing legs a bunch more, but the way that I do it, training up until failure with legs, it is a very tiring and slightly difficult thing to do. And so, for me, it felt all this friction was coming into place, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to fucking do it. I don't want to do it. But I thought to myself, who cares? Who cares what I want to do? Nobody gives a shit, not even me. I don't care what I want to do. I know what I have to do, and I will do it. Your feelings don't have a say in the matter. And you need to understand that discipline is found in all areas of life. It's not just you going to the gym. It's not just you eating right. It's not just you recording videos. It's not just you not spending time with shit people that don't give a fuck about you. It's not just you trying to avoid junk food. Discipline is everywhere, in everything that you do, in every single conversation that you have with somebody. Whether it's you holding your ground, or whether it's you holding back your thoughts and your emotions when somebody else is telling you something that you don't like hearing, but you're like, I'm still gonna fucking listen to them because I'm probably having a conversation with my mom. Am I just gonna interrupt my mom and call her dumbass because she thinks that, oh, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself? No, I'm not gonna do that. It takes discipline. Every single aspect of your life, even watching this video in its entirety, is discipline. Even looking at my own eyes right now, looking at me through the camera, granted, it's discipline. This is a small amount of discipline that it goes on a daily basis. You're telling your forebrain, this front part of your brain, you're telling it, hey, you need to discipline yourself to look at the fucking camera and listen to what Cosmin has to say. This is the deal. And so discipline is found in all areas of life. Without discipline, you are nothing. Without discipline, you are absolutely nothing. And I learned that the hard way myself when I realized that I was undisciplined as shit, and I realized that discipline is found everywhere. I understood that I had to start all over again from the start, and I had to do it, and I had to learn how to be disciplined and how to be capable. But in the end, I got here, and I'm pretty fucking damn proud of where I am. Although I know that I have a lot more to go through. When things are not going to be clear in your life, when you're going to feel as if things just don't really have a clear path forward, that's when you shut the fuck up and you do the hard work. You understand what I mean? You probably already felt these times in your life. Maybe even watching this video right now, you feel as if maybe what I'm saying is bullshit. You feel as if the path forward for you to understand this video is very not clear. It's very blurry. It's not even there. But this is when you shut the fuck up. You let go of that pride. You let go of that ego that's been clouding your mind for years. And you trust the process. You keep watching the video. You keep learning. You watch until the end and you fucking learn. And you understand. You trust the process. You go to the gym. You work fucking hard. You train for months. You trust the process and you get results. Because if people were just to go at the gym for 2 days and then things are not seeing any changes. You know, if a fat guy went to the gym, went on a treadmill, walked on the fucking treadmill for 10 minutes, went home and looked in the fucking mirror and he still had the fucking fat around him, around his belly and shit, and he still had the fucking triple chin. Oh man, going to the gym is bullshit, bro. I didn't lose any fat, and he just walks off. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. Because the path will not always be clear, but you have to trust the process of having a good diet, of going to the gym, of doing cardio, of doing all these good things to lose weight. That's the only that's going to happen, and you have to trust the process in every single endeavor in your life. There will be times, even with relationships, even with simple thoughts about, oh, where should I go next? What should I do now? You're going to feel as if you're very unsure. But this is why I very much emphasize on building a routine for yourself, because it helps you build some structure in your life. It helps you bring some processes in your life that you just have to do without even like thinking, oh yeah, maybe I should do it, maybe I don't. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't think whether, okay, maybe I should do this, maybe I shouldn't do that. Bro, I go to the gym in the morning, I come back, and I think to myself, okay, now it's time to work. And then I work until several fucking hours, 5-6 hours, more if I have the time and I'm capable of doing that. And that is what I do. I don't think too much about it. Maybe I do decide, okay, well, what am I going to do now? Am I going to watch this podcast? Am I going to take notes? Am I going to fill my notebook up with notes and knowledge? Am I going to start writing a video script and recording a video? Am I going to do this? Am I going to talk to these guys in my server, in my Discord server, and see what they're up to, see what problems they're dealing with, see how I can help? But they're all related to work. I don't think to myself, should I work right now? I don't know. I don't feel like it. I'm not going to go. My feelings don't have a say in the matter. Again, the path, it might not be clear forward that you have to work, but then you tell yourself, okay, you know what? I'm going to fucking work. Who gives a shit? My feelings don't matter anyway, right? I'm going to sit down on my fucking desk and I'm going to bring out a paper. Even if I don't know what else I could do, I could literally just fucking journal. And that is work. That is fucking work. Finding something to journal about, finding something to write about, that is work. And so, you need to understand that things will not always be clear in life, but that's when you have to shut up and you have to trust the process. There will be times in your life when you feel like meditation is just stupid and oh my god, it's not helping me focus any better. That's when you shut up and you do what you have to do. That's when you shut up and you go to the gym. That's when you shut up and you eat clean. That's when you shut up about not having sugar in your diet and coping your eyes out. That's when you shut up and you do the damn work. It's that simple. Life will never be easy and frictionless. Life will never be simple and just nice and, you'll just fucking glide through everything without any kind of friction. We'll just go around and there's nothing. No, there will be fucking friction, bro. There will be a lot of friction. Sometimes you'll feel as if things just don't seem to wedge forward at all. But that's when you have to shut up and you have to trust the process and you have to keep fucking doing small progress until you get out of that friction zone and you have more and more momentum. And that's when the friction just starts getting less and less intense. But especially when you start learning about discipline and you start trying to practice these things in your daily life, it'll be hard. I remember the first times when I started going to the gym with my bike in the morning. Here where I live, it's like 30 degrees centigrade outside in the morning. not necessarily in the morning, when I come back, right? It takes me like half an hour to end up at the gym, and it takes me like an hour to come back home because it's a sloped road. And so when I have to go to the gym, I just have to bike on my, I have to be on my bike for 30 minutes. It's like downhill, so I don't have to do any effort. It's like effortless. But when I have to come back, after doing legs, after literally fucking up my legs, bro, like destroying my fucking legs, right? I have to bike for an hour back. Most of that road, maybe half of that road just being fucking uphill. Me having to bike and me having to use my fucking legs again. Me having to go through that friction of doing something very uncomfortable and then coming back home. And I do that every day. Well, maybe not on Sundays, right? Sunday is my rest day. That is when I just fucking focus on other things. 6 days of every week, I hit the gym, I go with the bike. The first weeks were fucking weird. They were weird. I felt as if things were just... I felt as if, oh my god, I cannot do this forever. Like, look at this, bro. Like, I always have these thoughts whenever I have to start, going on that upper climb when I come back from the gym, or when I'm at the gym and I think, oh man, I have to get home with the bike. Oh shit. But in the past while, I've noticed that I don't even think that much. I just simply do it. There's no more friction going around. There's no more, even if it's friction, sometimes it's friction, but it's very, very light. I just slide through with no problem, right? And this is what you have to understand, that like things will never be frictionless, but you can make them very close to not having friction by doing the hard work, which will have a lot of fucking friction first, but that it'll just smoothen out. Slowly but surely, it'll smoothen out and it'll be nice and slippery, and you'll be fucking able to go through. Friction will always exist, although it will come at different intensities in your life. That is something that you need to understand. It is a constant struggle that we all need to go through ourselves in order to achieve our better lives. Without friction, without that feeling of hardship in your life, you wouldn't do anything. Life would be boring. Let's be fucking honest. If you just sat on your fucking ass like this, and you were with your dick in your hand like this, and you were just fucking doing that, watching porn every day and playing video games, and you've lived that life, and it felt horrible. It felt fucking boring. You felt bored with yourself. You felt absolutely fucking bored and pathetic and miserable. But once you have some friction in your life, you feel as if, although it's very hard and you have a big part of your brain just telling you, no, I don't like this. That being the old part of your brain, the stupid part of your brain. But then you also have this part of your brain, this small part that's getting bigger and bigger, and that's telling you, I fucking like this. Let's go. Let's go. That's your masculine aggression kicking in. That's your drive pulling you forward, pushing you from the back forward. You probably already heard about this very interesting, simple concept that discipline equals freedom, right? Discipline, you doing the hard work, even when you don't feel like it, you discipline yourself to do the shit that you might not want to do because, oh my god, it's like it has a lot of friction. You doing that equals freedom. Think about how crazy that sounds. By you being disciplined, by you living, a lot of people, nowadays, they think of discipline as this military kind of brainwashing thing where you're just always in this very much robotic state where you're just walking around like that and you don't have any kind of emotions and you're just disciplined all the time. That's not discipline. That's just stupidity. That's just monotony. And we don't need that. We don't want that. We want discipline. We want to be able to do the hard work and the shit that we don't like to do, but we know that it's good for us. We do that shit. And we know that by us going to the gym, by us achieving this dream potential in terms of our physique, in terms of our health, our fitness, you have your physical freedom. You are now free to do so many other things. You are now free to run a fucking marathon. You are now free to lift God knows how much weight you want to lift. You are now free to kick the shit out of somebody if anyone wants to go in a fight with you. Yeah, because you've trained hard, you've trained a lot of self-defense, trained a lot of martial arts, you've gotten jacked, you've gotten fucking healthy, fit. Now you have the freedom of living a good, full life without a lot of diseases, without all kinds of problems. You've achieved your physical freedom by doing, that's just one aspect. Isn't that crazy? By you just going to the gym, by you just exercising, eating clean, maybe training extra, some martial arts, some self-defense, you can literally achieve a lot of your physical freedom instantly. But when it comes to you working on your business, now that's when you achieve financial freedom. And that's like such even a bigger thing, isn't it? Now, when you work on reading a book, when you work on journaling, when you work on writing something, you achieve mental freedom. And that is even like, you get how all these things, everything that you do, all the good habits, if you really think about them, they all lead to one of the freedoms. They lead to one of the freedoms in your life. And so, discipline equals freedom. Don't fucking forget that. The second trait that I want to talk to you about is sacrifice. You see, real growth and progress comes through sacrifice. It comes through the struggle of having to give up this one thing that you really like, or that you know that you've lived with so long with, but you have to push it away. You have to push it away, and you have to focus on what you believe matters to you, on what you believe is the right way forward. See? That is sacrifice. And a masculine man, he cannot live without sacrifice. I myself could not have become the person that I am today. It might not seem a lot to you right now, maybe watching this. But you know, if you scroll back on my channel, God knows how many, 2 years ago maybe, and you see one of my older videos in which I was literally, I could not even look at the camera. I was so fucking scared. It took me 20 minutes to simply speak a simple point out. I was so socially anxious. I was such a piss boy. But the fact that I sacrificed social media, that I sacrificed video games, that I sacrificed all these kinds of attention fucking destroyers, all these kinds of things that were ruining my attention, I became much more articulate, and I became much more driven to be on camera. By sacrificing some time that I could have spent doing some whatever else, I spent time recording videos. I spent time getting good at this. And I consider myself pretty damn okay doing this, you know? Sacrificing means that you have to get rid of the weaknesses in your life. You have to get rid of the things in your life that make you weak. That means your addictions. You're addicted to video games. Maybe you're addicted to drugs. Maybe you're addicted to porn. Maybe you're addicted to junk food. Maybe you're addicted to social media. Maybe you're addicted to movies. There's 50 different kinds of addictions that I could just count off the top of my hands. But most of those that I counted, I was addicted to those things, right? Like maybe I had 6 or 7 addictions at the time, 1.5 years ago. I sacrificed all of them. I sacrificed all my addictions. I stopped playing video games that I had 7,000 hours in, by the way. Recent video about video games, you can watch that as well. 7,000 hours, that amounts to more than 10 months worth of fucking continuous playtime. Like literally just me being 10 months on my computer just playing whatever. So video games were accounted to almost 1 year of my life taken away. I was addicted to porn. I was addicted to masturbation. I was addicted to stupid junk food, to sugar. I was addicted to all these kinds of stupid things. I was addicted to social media. I was addicted to living a shit lifestyle that only viewed self-growth as this partial thing that you do in the moment. You know, all these kinds of instant pleasures, they're gonna help you grow. I was addicted to that lifestyle. I was addicted to the degenerate lifestyle. And so I sacrificed those weaknesses in my life, you see. I sacrificed all those fucking addictions, and I started pursuing power. You see, a lot of people, when they hear power, they're like, oh my god, politicians, power, what, corrupt motherfucker, power? Well, that's not what I mean. You know what I mean, bro. Weakness, you think of weaknesses as addictions, as things that you need to get rid of, and power are the positive things in your life, things that you want in your life. I started pursuing my own power. My own power being my physical, mental, and financial freedom. Those are the things that I believe mean the world to me, that they are my power. By me pursuing the gym, by me starting to build my body up, by me being more healthy, by me being much more articulate, much more thoughtful, much more mindful of my environment, of the people around me, of my family, by me starting to work on developing some sort of a business and getting things going, that's how I'm pursuing my own power. And this is something very valuable that a lot of us do. And that you need to do as well if you want to get rid of these things effectively, bro. If you want to get rid of this is a quick tip for everybody that's trying to quit addictions. You don't just quit the addiction because that's easy. You know, it's easy to just delete the Instagram app out of your phone and be like, yeah, I'm never using Instagram again. But then you wonder why you put it back because you're not pursuing anything else. You're still fucking having the muscle memory of going on your phone and looking around your fucking thing, but you don't need to see Instagram and you're like, who cares? I'll fucking bring it back and I'll have a look at some girls with big tits and ass, yes. No, that's when you leave the weakness away. You fucking push the weakness away. And instead of just sitting on your ass like this and just looking around, no, you don't do that. You fucking pursue the thing that brings you power. You fill that free time that you've suddenly gained from this pursuing that weakness. You fill it up with all that powerful stuff that you want to do, all those powerful habits that bring you a sense of positiveness and growth in your life. For a better life, the past and the present need to be sacrificed for the future. You might have understood this, you know. You need to leave the pleasures of the present to reach the rewards of the future. You might have already heard this kind of idea for different other ways that, you know, we have to sacrifice the present for the future. And you might think to yourself, oh man, but you know, I'm always gonna live for the future. And to some extent that's true, you know, you're always gonna be one step in the present and one step in the future, you know? But as you keep going forward and as you quit the addictions, as you pursue power, and you get some powerful things in your life that bring you growth and development and masculine energy, that's when the present becomes nice, becomes fucking amazing. And that's when you think of the future as like, holy shit, I can make this even better. I just have to work even harder. I have to dedicate myself more to this, and it'll become even better. I have to sacrifice some other things in my life, and things will get even better. But I can tell why some people, you know, when they start this and they think of the idea of sacrificing some of the bad things from their life, they're like, oh, but I'll always be thinking about the future. I'll never live in the moment. I'll never be present here. You will be present, but just not entirely. There will be times that you will have like half of your thoughts during the day will be about the future, how this current thing that you're doing right now will affect the future. And thinking like that, having some long-term sense of thought can really get you a long way. Not just eating like 50 fucking burgers in 2 weeks because, oh my God, you know, I love burgers. You think of the fact, okay, maybe those are like things that I love doing, but like maybe in another 2 weeks, I'll put on like a bunch of fucking fat that I don't like and that makes me feel horrible about myself. So how about I don't fucking eat 50 burgers? And how about I fucking limit myself and I stop eating some fucking junk food? How about I move on with my fucking life and stop acting like a little bitch? Because that'll make my future so much better. That's the way they have to look at it. Sorry, man. You know, I have my fucking script written down here. I have a few bullet points, and it's quite helpful, I believe. You know, it helps me structure myself really well. The next idea is that sacrificing is the art of leaving the immediate pleasures of the moment and pursuing the long-term fulfillment, right? When you leave the pleasures of the moment, when you leave the video games, the masturbation, the porn, the junk food, you set that all aside and you pursue your long-term fulfillment. You pursue the things that you know will make you truly happy in the end. The things that you can look back on in 10 years and think to yourself, if I could go back in time and just kiss my younger self, I would fucking do it. I mean, no homo, but you know, like I would do it because I would love my younger self. I would thank him so much. I'd be so grateful for him for doing those things that I'm so happy for right now, 10 years later. That's long-term fulfillment. It can be very painful, yet it's a condition for success. You know, by it being painful, almost everything, you know, and don't take this the right way. I mean, don't think to yourself that, yeah, cutting yourself it's painful, But, you know, a lot of things that feel painful bring you growth. By feeling a lot of these painful things in your life, they bring you growth. Again, if you cut your fucking wrist like that and like your fucking blood's coming out and you feel a fucking pain, you're not getting any growth from it. You're actually losing blood. So you're right. You're not making any growth. You're actually losing. So, dumbass, don't fucking hit your head with a fucking pipe and be like, oh my god, pain, progress. Where's the progress? Don't be a dumbass. You get this, right? By feeling the pain that you get maybe from the gym, you know, from having a good workout, going up until failure, getting some fucking gains, by having that fucking pain of the moment, it translates into gains for the future and translates into you looking bigger, being stronger, being more fit, being leaner, being fucking looking like a man. Looking like a truly masculine man. That's one thing, you know, it goes on to every single habit that you can think of. Every single habit. It comes with a bit of pain at the start, but if you keep doing it, if you keep going through it and keep thinking of the fact that it's painful right now, but fuck me, in the future, it'll be fucking worth it. You know, this is how I think with me waking up early. Sometimes I really don't want to wake up early. Sometimes I feel very dizzy anymore. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I would easily sleep at least 3 more hours right now. You know, granted that I've slept like 8 hours, I'm like, I could easily sleep like 3 more hours right now. But I don't do it. I think to myself, I slept 8 hours. Stop bullshitting yourself. Get the hell up. If you don't do it now, then you're going to feel horrible about yourself. And this is also another tip. Fear is your biggest motivator. So use fear as your drive. Don't always think about, oh, but I'll feel amazing in the future, in the next few hours if I wake up early now. Because you don't be like, yeah, okay, I don't know, nah. But when you think to yourself, oh, I'm going to feel fucking horrible, because pain is... You feel that much more stronger than anything else. You feel pain much more stronger than any kind of fucking pleasure. You know it. You need to realize that although, you know, maybe you've gone through the process, or maybe you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm going to go through the process. I know what I want to get rid of. I know the things that I want to get rid of from my life. Like maybe it's video games, maybe it's porn, maybe it's junk food, maybe it's shit people that don't give a fuck about me. Maybe it's this and maybe it's that, it's that, it's that, it's that. Yeah, those are amazing. Get the hell rid of those. Definitely. But once you do that, you need to understand that there will be maybe a few things that you won't want to quit, because your brain will keep trying to trick you that, oh my god, no way, but this is actually good. This is actually nice. And that's when you have to draw the line and you have to think to yourself, is this my drug? Is this like the one thing that I'm still addicted to? Is this my guilty pleasure? Is this the thing that I still like doing, but I know that I shouldn't really do? And if it is, then get the fuck rid of it. And you have to be honest. Like, this is full... Sacrificing means a lot of honesty, because if you don't have honesty for yourself, for other people, then it's very hard to make any kind of sacrifice. It's very, very difficult to do that. And so, we all have our drug, our guilty pleasure. You know, maybe I have mine, thinking about it. Maybe my guilty pleasure, honestly, is me talking to a girl at the gym. You know, I've been in the past few days, I've been meeting this girl at the gym. She's a really cute girl, you know, and I've been talking to her and everything. And I'm like, damn, she's a really cute girl, right? And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but you said you wouldn't do that. You said that you wouldn't just randomly end up talking to some girl at the gym. That's my drug. That's my guilty pleasure that I think that I need to understand, and I need to constantly really think about it. You need to understand that none of us are fucking angels here. I am not an angel. I'm not perfect. I just told you something that I'm trespassing my own life. You need to understand that if you ever get in my own situation, you have to move forward with those things. And this is what I'm currently trying to do right now. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to move fucking forward. The third trait, or the third value, whatever you want to call it, I believe it would be more of both, really. You know, that every masculine man has, and that makes them feel very fulfilled in themselves, and very happy and very on point and true to themselves, is dedication. That is the third trait. Dedication. Dedication is where you pursue your current purpose in its entirety, or at least as close to its entirety as possible. That's when maybe I always give the example of the gym because I've been to the gym and I love going to the gym, right? And I can speak about it, and probably like a lot of people on self-improvement can speak about it because it's like one of the must-dos of self-improvement. If you don't go to the gym, then you're not doing self-improvement properly. You know, when you have that period in your life, when you're fully dedicating yourself to the gym, you know, when you start just eating right, you start aligning all parts of your life so that you can get better gains at the gym, so that you can look better, so that you can feel better, so that you can be healthier and stronger and more physically attractive and all these kinds of different things. That's what you do. You dedicate yourself to that thing. Or maybe when you're writing a book, you know, maybe I've done that in my time, you know. I've had times where I was reading this fiction story. It has like 25,000 words. I still have it. I just haven't added a lot to it in the past while because I've been dedicating myself more to video making, right? You get where I'm going. You know, but back then I had this story and a lot of my thoughts, thinking and everything, just random thoughts during the day, taking a shit, random thoughts while I was taking a shit, while I was going on a walk, were about that story, about what I could add to it, what I could do, and how I could get the character to do this and do that. That's because I was subconsciously dedicating myself to that a lot more than to other things. But now, you know, I'm working on dedicating myself more to video making. I mean, I have two major things that I do throughout the day, right? I go to the gym in the morning, I come back, I eat, like that's not a major thing, it takes like half an hour, and then I work. And to be honest, like I don't want to fucking cope here, because sometimes I feel like I'm not doing work, especially when I'm learning, when I'm studying a podcast. No, I don't want to feel like I'm mentally masturbating here, but it feels like it is work, you know, because I'm taking notes and I'm doing things. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm fucking coping, right? But what I like to believe that is I'm spending a lot of that time thinking about videos, or that I should be. Maybe this is my own fucking personal reminder that I should be doing that stuff. This is another masculine part of life, you know, that we understand the fact that we are being honest to ourselves. We understand the fact that sometimes maybe things are not going straight, just perfect the way that they are, you know, as I mentioned on the discipline trait. But that's when you have to fucking trust the process and you have to keep moving forward and you have to fucking do things. And regarding this third trait, you have to dedicate yourself to it. I have to dedicate myself more to thinking more about videos. I have to dedicate myself more to thinking about the subjects that I'm talking about, thinking more about the things. I have to dedicate myself even more to those things that I currently am. Because maybe I'm spending 2-3 hours a day maybe actually writing the script, actually doing the things and thinking about it and actually recording the video. And the other hours, you know, they're spent studying and doing this and maybe reading and journaling. Maybe I have to do that more extensively, or maybe it's fine the way that it is. I don't know. I have to keep going and figure out what works. By you dedicating yourself, you silently or maybe even vocally and like actually clearly, you accept the responsibility of being a man. You understand the responsibility, the weight that you have to carry, your cross. You know, this is a reference to the Bible, you know, to Jesus. He was carrying his cross. That's basically, you know, in this symbolic way, when he started carrying that cross up that hill. Like I'm not a religious person very much, but I've looked more into it, you know, because it's interesting, you know, like the symbolism behind all those things. Jesus, he went up with that cross on that mountain knowing that he was going to be executed, right? He was carrying the burden of his entire life on his own shoulders, carrying that fucking cross. And that's what we have to do. But we don't have to carry our cross on a hill and get ready to be executed. We have most of us, you know, we have the very happy situations in which we don't have to do that. But we have to understand the burdens, the weight of our own being, of our own existence, of us existing as men. This is the current sacrifice that a lot of people have to make. Our cross is accepting the fact that we're men. Myself, you know, thinking back on my past, I used to always really kind of not really like the fact that I was being a guy, because all the girls that I was spending my time with around back then on social media and real life, all of them were just in this very anti-man manner. They were always just being like, oh man, you know, I was like, oh yeah, men. dumbasses, bro. I was a man myself. I was literally fucking condemning my own gender with absolutely no excuse and just me trying to fit in. But once I realized that, okay, fuck that, I'm a man. Fuck that, I'm a fucking man. This is my cross that I have to carry. This is my burden. That me being a man, it means that I have to work 10 times harder than anyone else. It means that I have to dedicate myself to my purpose. That it means that I cannot just live a nice life, you know, and enjoy my life, bro. Like, I cannot do that. I have to fucking work hard. And you have to do the same. You have to fully understand the fact that you are a man. You have to understand, you have to accept the responsibility, and you have to carry that weight, that burden on your back for the rest of your life with a fucking smile on your face. Because it's a beautiful journey to go through. Like, I'm telling you, starting out, it felt very difficult. It felt very nihilistic and hopeless. But once I started moving through it, once I started making good progress, by dedicating myself to what I believed at the time was meaningful and still is for me, I started growing. I started growing and I started making good progress. And that's when the smile came on my face. And I was so happy. Now I'm happily bearing the burden of having to go and cycle for an hour and a half every day to go to the gym and back. And also have to do the gym workout because I love doing that, man. I love, like, that's a burden. That's one of the burdens. I love the burden of knowing that after I come home, I have to work and I have to study and I have to look at all these kinds of informations regarding health, regarding masculinity, regarding all these kinds of different topics that we can address in our development as men. I like doing that, man. I like doing that. Although, you know, in the present, it might feel like there's a bunch of friction when I look back on it. I love doing that. And maybe you think of the same as the gym. You know, I'm giving that example. When you're at the gym, when you're doing that, and you're going up until failure, and you're fucking training hard, and you're sweaty, and you're uncomfortable, yeah, it's hard. It's hard, right? But when you come back home, when you look in the mirror and you see yourself fucking shredded and jacked, and you feel fucking huge, you feel powerful. Now that's when you feel amazing. That's when you feel good, don't you? You know, this was something really interesting that I realized in the past while, you know. Whenever I'm out somewhere else and I cannot really go to the gym, whenever I'm in another city, wherever I'm somewhere else and I don't really have equipment and I can't really exercise, I feel as if, yeah, I want to go to the gym, but, you know, my brain tells me, yeah, but it's hard. Well, you wouldn't like to go to the gym, but I think to myself, yeah, the gym is hard. It's uncomfortable. But it's even harder to just sit on my ass here and not do anything. I feel like it's much more frictionful than literally just cycling to the gym, doing the workout and coming back home. Like that, to me, feels like less friction now than just sitting on my ass and eating like a nice dinner at my grandparents'. Although that's amazing, you know, I'm spending time with my family and everything, but when you're doing that a lot more and you're not doing any exercise, I feel like, oh man, the fat is starting to build up. Your muscles, they're not actually gaining too much. I mean, you've already been doing this for several days. They've fully recovered, but you're still not doing anything. Like, come on, you have to get fucking going. And this is how I feel with a lot of things in my life. I felt shit yesterday, you see? I felt shit yesterday that I didn't record and I didn't make any videos, that I didn't record and make any scripts. I felt shit. And I knew that, okay, no, I'm not fucking doing that again. I want to do it. I have to do it. Although it's friction to have to write the script and have to record a video for an hour and a half, I cannot live without it. Like, it is what I think, what I know that brings me joy. You know, and, you know, a lot of people made this statement, you know, that dedication to a purpose as a man is what keeps him happy. You being dedicated to your purpose, you making good progress towards that thing in your life that genuinely means the world to you, now that makes you happy. That is what makes you truly happy. You know, this is like exactly with this example that I made, you know, with my being at my grandparents or not recording for a day, not working on videos for a day. I felt as if, although it's frictionful, although it feels maybe a bit difficult in the moment, like, I could not live without doing that. Like, I love doing that. And that's the only thing that's actually making me feel fulfilled and happy with myself. No, and yesterday, just sitting around with my family and everything, although it was nice, I was laughing, I was having a good time, I was not really filled with energy. I felt kind of slow and dizzy and everything. But once I got back here and I put on my fucking notebook here, I started the recording and I'm talking to you, I feel much more fucking energized. I feel much happier. I feel much more driven to do the things that I want to do because I know that it's gonna fucking happen. And after this, like I usually go to the gym in the morning. It's like 5 p.m. right now. After I record this video, I'm literally gonna go and fucking cycle to the gym and come back home. Because I fucking love it, man. Like my parents, they're like, hey, we want us to take you to the gym, like with the car, because that'll be like a 15-minute drive to the gym and then 15-minute back, like be a half an hour. I'll be like, yeah, I could have done that because less friction. Cool. But I thought to myself, yeah, but I want to do cardio. I want to fucking have my t-shirt filled with fucking sweat when I come home. I want to literally feel as if I have just dunked a full fucking bucket of water over myself. It's like, yeah, I want to do that. I thought to myself, yeah, no, you don't have to take me. I'll go with the bike. Like, you're sure? Yes, I want to go with the bike. I dedicated myself to it. I dedicated myself to this lifestyle. I dedicated myself to not eating sugar. I dedicated myself to all those things, bro. When I know that I'm eating something, that like this fruit that has a lot of sugar, and maybe I'm eating this kind of pie, like this cake that it doesn't have any, like my mom, that's what she does, and I love my fucking mom. Like, this is a quick side rant, but I fucking love my mom, bro. Ever since I told her that I quit eating sugar, bro, she's making me all these kinds of cakes and pies and everything that are like they're with only fruits, like they don't have any added sugars, right? And she's going through a lot of effort to actually try to find the right ingredients and the right fruits and the recipes and doing the recipes. Like, I fucking love my mom, man. I love my parents, man. And she's always, whenever we go out somewhere and everybody's like offering me a bunch of stuff and I'm saying, no, I'm fine. And they're like, here in Romania, when you're like at your grandparents and you're not eating something, they might as well kill you. Like, that's you signing up for your death sentence when you're telling your grandma that you don't want to eat something. And she's like, are you fucking crazy? I'm gonna kill you. Like, she fucking pulls out her fucking Kalashnikov, just pulling you, like, you don't want that. But my mom she's always saying, no, he's not gonna eat that pie because he's not eating sugar. And my grandma's like, oh, okay. And then my grandma tells all her grandma friends and shit. Like, it's just, you see, this is what happens, man. When you dedicate yourself to a purpose, people around you notice what's going on. They notice the things in your life that make you feel secure and driven. Like all those people around you, your grandma, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, when you really dedicate yourself to something, they cannot help but respect you. I mean, if they truly love you, most of the time, there will be people in your life who, when they see you fully dedicated to something, fully dedicated to self-improvement, to improving your life, they'll just try to fucking knock you down. Like the people in your life, oh, come on, who cares? It's just 1 hour of video games, bro. Come on. Oh, who cares? It's just one McDonald's burger, bro. It's not gonna destroy your physique. Those people, they just want to see you fucking fall. Those are the same people that just want to see you fucking crawl to your despair and your misery alongside them, because they don't want to be on their own. Because when they see you changing your life and they know that they're not doing anything to change their situation, they're like, fuck me, I don't like this. Hey, you, stop doing that. But when you have your family and you see them, bro, that is the ultimate trust test, I believe. When they see when you're doing that, maybe they have like this initial kind of suspicion. They're like, yeah, right, whatever, bro. I mean, I was telling them I'm not eating sugar. They're like, yeah, right, bro. Yeah, right. You've eaten sugar for like 16 years of your life. You're not gonna stop now. I haven't eaten sugar in like 8 months. Like, tomorrow is actually gonna be 8 months, and in which I literally deliberately avoided sugar. Like, I had maybe once or twice in these 8 months, like several times when I put like all these cereals with milk and everything. When I was still eating milk, I don't eat milk anymore because it's estrogenic. I was putting the cereals, and only then I looked on the fucking label like a fucking dumbass, and I saw, oh shit, it has sugar in it. I was like, fuck me, I'm here, I put that shit in, there are 50 people around me, I'm not just gonna throw that shit away or tell somebody else, hey, eat this for me. Like, and I feel fucking shit. I feel fucking pissed thinking back on that, bro. fuck me. I mean, there's been plenty of times, maybe this is a reminder for you that there'll be plenty of times when, you being dedicated, you will still make mistakes. But you need to understand that you don't have to fucking let those mistakes, you don't have to fucking glorify your mistakes, because there's a lot of people out there, who they're like, oh, I want to quit video games. They play 1 hour video games, 2 hours, 3 hours. They're like, oh man, I relapsed. But that's fine, because this is what helps us grow, guys. I didn't relapse once on video games. I didn't relapse once on masturbating, because I didn't allow myself to. I didn't consciously relapse on sugar. I didn't consciously relapse on being on social media, like fucking wanting to look at ass and tits. Because I'm not allowing myself to. Because I'm telling myself that, hey, you do that shit, you're a dead man. You do that shit, then you're a fucking dead man. I look in the future and I see my future. If I keep going down this path, and I think to myself, you're a dead man if you do that. See? That's a really good way to think about it. Keeping up with the theme of, having the people around you notice you and respect you more by seeing your dedication, I want to get to the next trait and value that I believe every masculine man has, and that helps them really move on forward their lives and genuinely make 10 times more progress than anywhere else in their field. And that is love. It might seem weird to a lot of you. They're like, oh man, love? Are you really going down that path, bro? But hear me out, right? Masculine men, they orientate their goals and purposes based on their loved ones. I'm not telling you about this love, of just romantic shit. You're thinking of like a romantic movie where the girl just goes out with the guy on this cute romantic day and whatever. No. I mean like true fucking love. I mean sometimes even hard, cold, tough love, that maybe like this tough father might give on to his younger child to make him grow strong. That kind of love. And maybe even the warm kind love, to your mom or your sister. Or maybe to your woman, you're the woman that you want to have your children with and everything. A lot of not a lot, every masculine man, every truly masculine man, because there's probably a lot of masculine figures out there who have everything else but a family, but a wife, and they're like, nah, you don't need women, fuck this shit. No. You don't need a family. Fuck your family. Fuck everyone else. It's just you by yourself. You're a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. Those people, they're just fucked up in their heads, bro. Don't listen to them. Bro, if you want to live a good life, if you want to make 10 times more, if you want to fucking go past that dumbass guy that's that's right over there, he's screaming that he's a lone wolf and that he's a Sigma male or whatever. And he doesn't have a good relationship with his mom or his dad or his brother or his sister. You cannot listen to those people, because you will make 10 times more progress. I'm literally telling you, you'll make 10 times more progress just by thinking about your loved ones. Just by, whenever you're doing an activity, especially when it's something that has a bunch of friction or something that you feel as if it doesn't have a clear purpose in the present. As I said, discipline, shut up and keep doing it and trust the process. But at the same time, with that in mind, also think about your loved ones. When I make videos, when I think about all these things, sometimes I have this idea, what's the point, bro? I mean, maybe I'm gonna have a dumbass in the comments telling me, oh my god, I hate your videos, bro, because you're just very extreme about shit and you're just a dumbass, or you're a 16-year-old dumbass, right? And I'm like, what's the point? But then I think to myself, my family is the point. My fucking family. How could you even ask yourself that question, right? I think about my family and I trust the process and I do it. But I think about my family. I think about my loved ones. I think about maybe my future family. If you have a shit relationship with your loved ones right now, maybe because of something that they've done to you, right? It's not something that you've necessarily done onto them. Then you can even think about your future family. If you don't want to, which I believe you should do, you should fix your fucking relationship with your current family, because that's an amazing thing to do. That's a beautiful thing to do. But you can literally just think of your future family, the woman and the children that you'll have in the future. That's that for me was enough motivation to move forward. Just thinking to myself that if I keep going down the path of degeneracy in my life, then I'm gonna maybe by some fucking crazy stretch of the imagination, I'm gonna find a woman to have children with at 30 years old. And they're gonna have a video gamer father, that just has like a fucking bullshit beard, like this untrimmed bullshitty goat beard, right? With fucking stupid eyeglasses, like this fucking posture, you know, just like playing on a computer when he comes back from his stupid work, and he hasn't had sex with his wife in 6 months, and like they sleep on the opposite sides of the bed. Like, I think about that. I think to myself, I don't fucking want that. I don't want my younger son or my fucking daughter. I don't want my son or my daughter to see that and be like, holy shit. So this is the way that I should behave. You know, I don't want them to ever live their lives like that. I don't want their father to be a fucking pussy. Right? And because of that, I fucking work hard. Because of that, I'd like to think that I work hard, but you know, maybe whenever I'm doing something that is very uncomfortable and I know that it's good for me, but I feel like there's a lot of friction going through, I think to myself, shut up, trust the process, do it, and think about your fucking future family. Think about those people in your life. Think about your mom and your dad. If you don't work hard right now, if you don't achieve your own success in your life right now, in all areas, you know, physical, mental, financial, freedom, then you're gonna still be relying on your parents when you're like 20. I don't want that. I don't want my fucking parents who will end up soon being older, like very damn old. I don't want to end up fucking relying on them. I don't want to tell them, hey, mom, dad, you know, give me some fucking money, bro. Because, you know, I want to go out with my bullshit friends and have a drink. Because, you know, I'm not working a job and I'm just going to university and I don't even fucking like it, but I'm just kind of there. I'm just kind of drifting around. No. Fuck no. You know, and so masculine men orientate their purposes and their goals based on their loved ones. You know, that's what I've done myself. Like, you know, to get back to the original point. I've started this YouTube channel. I've started self-improvement. Like, literally the entire idea of self-improvement in itself, my entire life for the past 1.5 years, has been based on what I believe will be right for my loved ones. For my loved ones right now and for my loved ones in the future, my future family. Because, you know, I could have just lived my life just the same, bro. Right now, I could have been playing fucking War Thunder with like a forward posture like this, laughing like a fucking dumbass. And when I see the fucking Target Destroyer thing pop up on my screen, I get a quick dopamine boost. I could have done that, but I thought of my fucking family. Because if it were just for myself back then, I had horrible self-esteem and self-confidence. And I was like, I had no self-respect, right? And I thought to myself, what if I, like, doing this for myself? Nah, that's overrated. But then I thought of my fucking parents who work their asses off 10 hours a day, who work hard as fuck. They work hard jobs, 10 hours a day. Both of them. They rarely get fucking free time, let alone time to actually do things that they actually like doing. Think to myself, do I literally want to end up putting even more pressure on my parents? Do I literally want to be such a fucking cunt, such a little pussy, that I live this bullshit degenerate life, and my parents have to also worry about work, I also have to worry about the financial aspect of keeping me and my family and everyone safe and happy and well fed, and themselves, and also have to worry about, oh shit, my kid is going down a horrible path, and I don't know how to stop him. And I thought to myself, no, I'm gonna fucking save them the fear and the pain of having to worry about me. And so in the past 1.5 years, I've made all the efforts that I've made, in the end, I believe, have been a subconscious reason for me to make my parents stop worrying about me. And I truly believe that my parents have really stopped worrying about me. You know, because a while back, I could just see the worry of look in their eyes, the look of worry in their eyes, each and every time they come in my fucking room and they see me for a posture like this, fucking playing video games in a fucking sweaty as fuck room. I could just sense it. I could sense the worry. I could sense them thinking to themselves, I don't know, I don't fucking know what's going on, but I'm scared. I'm scared for you. You know, but they wouldn't say it because I would just fucking dismiss it. And so I thought to myself, none of that. Fuck video games. Fuck all of that shit. Fuck all my 7,000 hours worth of progress. Fuck all of it. I wanna fucking help my family. I want my mom to come in the fucking room here and see me working on something important. something that means a lot to me, and it's happened in the past. Like, I'm so happy, that she would come in, she'd see me like fucking journaling, and she'd be like, holy shit, are you like, she wouldn't say that, like, she wouldn't just tell me, holy shit, no. She'd be very surprised, she'd be like, you're still journaling? You're journaling every day. You're doing this every day. What are you, she'd come here and she'd look at my fucking notes and she'd read them through and she'd be so happy and she'd just have a big smile on her face. She'd see me come back from the gym every day, a bit tired, a bit fucking sweaty, my shirt looking as if somebody poured a fucking bucket over it. She'd smile. She'd be proud of me. She's not worrying about me. My dad is definitely not worrying about me anymore. Because I'm doing the things that he wants me to do. I'm working hard. I'm building a good future for myself. He's not worrying about me anymore. And this is how I believe love really changes a lot of aspects, And caring and providing for loved ones, I believe, is what makes a man more masculine, driven to his purpose. To his work, whatever you want to call it. Because, I believe in a masculine man's life, they should be synonyms, but also like almost the same thing, like purpose and work. Like they should mean the same thing. I'm working. What are you doing? I'm working. That means, I'm making progress on my purpose. Those should be two things that are simply correlated, What have you done today? Oh, I've been working. That, to everyone in the room, that should mean, oh, I've been working on this purpose. That means the world to me. That will help you, by the way. That will help you, and that will help me care and provide for you as my family. When you care and provide for somebody, that means a lot to you. When you do things for, haven't you felt amazing? Haven't you felt fucking amazing doing something nice for your mom? Haven't you felt amazing when, maybe you've had the luck of going out with a girl, because I have several times now. I'd go out with this girl and I'd be there and maybe I'd bring like a fucking gift, This one girl, I brought her like a bracelet that I used to wear all the time, and I gave it to her. And it just felt so nice just giving her a simple gift like that. I felt so much more masculine, so much more driven to just give her a simple gift. I'm not telling you to just fucking bring them like thousands of dollars worth of gifts, right? That's stupid. Don't do that. But, I brought her like a simple gift. I showed her that I cared for her. And that just made me feel 10 times more masculine in that moment. I felt like I was like on top of the fucking world. And, when I helped my mom, when I helped her do something, when I did something nice for her, when I did something nice for my dad, when I made my dad laugh, when I make my dad laugh in general, I feel fucking masculine. I feel amazing. Because I'm caring for my family's emotional health. And that means a lot to me, right? I'm caring, and I'm knowing that I'm working on the things that I'm working on right now, knowing that I'm developing myself as a fucking man. In the future, that will lead to me, that is literally, will be, the main consequence of me doing self-improvement now is the fact that I will be able to provide for my family in the future. And so that just makes me feel 10 times more masculine, 10 times more driven, and 10 times more focused. Because I know that whatever I'm doing right now, it's for the good being of my family. It's for the well-being of my family. And so, positive individual growth, and I probably mentioned this, positive individual growth in you going on self-improvement, you growing in a positive way yourself, it impacts the lives of your loved ones. I remember how I told you, how I would be journaling or I'd be writing something in my study book here, right? And my mom, she would just come in and she'd see me and she'd smile, and when she'd see me come home from the gym, she'd smile, and my dad the same, It is something that positively impacts their lives, because they don't have to worry about me going down this shit path in my life anymore. They don't fucking worry about me drinking, because I haven't, like, every single time that I've been offered a drink, even around my parents, literally offering me, oh, hey, you want to take a sip of this? No, I don't. Hey, you want to drink some coffee? No, I don't. Maybe, I don't know, maybe some people like drinking coffee, like, it's not a big deal for me. I think it's a bit weak, but, that's on my side, Oh, you wanna do this? Oh, you can relax. You can spend some time off and relax and watch. Come watch this movie with us. And I'm like, no. Oh, okay, thank you. Like, they don't have to worry that I'm ever gonna go on this stupid path, because I'm literally refusing themselves. They're like, literally, they're giving me their ultimate approval to do one thing that maybe they think that they know that it would not be good for me, would not be too good for me. You know, like, hey, you want to take a sip of this alcohol, like that, like this size, like just a little bit. Hey, you want to taste this? You know, when they're having a drink, and I'm like, no, I don't. I'm okay. And they're like, come on, it's just a little bit, just so you know. No, I know how it tastes. Like, I've tasted it years before. Like, I don't need to know. It's fine. Thank you. They're not worried. Like, I'm damn sure that my parents are not worrying that I'm ever gonna go out and fucking buy a pack of cigarettes and fucking smoke them aggressively like some other kids my age. They're very, very damn confident that I'm not gonna come home fucking stinking of cigarette smoke and booze and stupid shit. Being drunk around, like literally tripping over stuff. Like, they're not worrying about that. So my positive self-improvement, me dedicating myself fully to this, helps my family. It helps my fucking family, and that's what keeps me going. The fact that I'm doing this, and I know that it's also positively impacting my life, which is fucking great, but it's also impacting the lives of my loved ones that I love, that I cherish. It's like, fuck yeah, what else do I want, bro? What else is nicer in my life than this? And so, you know, love of our family, I believe that is the subconscious reason why we end up improving ourselves. You know, us loving our family, us loving our loved ones, having love for them, caring for them, I believe this is the main reason why we improve ourselves. You know, I believe that I mentioned it before, but this is the reason why I started self-improvement. I believe the subconscious reason is because, you know, I saw my parents, I saw them working on their jobs, you know, 10 hours a day, being very stressed, being very pissed off, being very negative, you know. I thought to myself, I don't want them to live like that anymore. Like, I'm fucking done seeing them live like that. And if there's any simple thing that I can do, or if there's anything difficult that I can sacrifice just so my parents live a better life themselves, I'm gonna do it. You know, that's what my subconscious thought. I was not consciously thinking those things back then. But then I did it, and I came to the conclusion that that's what happened. That the subconscious reason why I started self-improvement, why I started improving myself, why I started acting more of a fucking man, is because I wanted my family to be happy, to be safe, to not have an extra stress on their fucking mind. And, you know, with love, I believe a man finds his purpose in the world. You know, with love for his family, you know, this is how I've done it myself. You know, I'm speaking from personal experience here. With love for my family, with love for my loved ones, I've managed to find what I believe is my purpose in this world. And my purpose in this world is to become a truly masculine man. Right? I believe this is my main purpose. My main purpose is to live the life of a truly masculine man. Of this man who dedicates himself to his work, to his family, to his love, to his children, to all those things, to all those aspects of life. And I do it with a fucking smile on my face, knowing that this is the way that a masculine man would live his life, and that I myself am a masculine man. Like, that is my main purpose in life right now. And I believe will be for a long time. And so, my love for my family brought me on this path for this purpose. You believe so? You get what I mean? You know, maybe you're thinking on it and you believe the same, you know? And this is why in all my videos, like in a lot of videos, I always emphasize on how much I love my family and how much they mean to me and how much your family should mean to you. Even when you're pissed off at them, because sometimes, you know, I'm gonna get annoyed at them. Sometimes I'm gonna get annoyed at my family members, but I'm gonna get pissed off. I'm gonna get angry at them. I'm gonna end up resenting them, but it never lasts because they're my fucking family, you know. And I know that I've started all of this in the first place because of them. And if I just suddenly fucking shift my opinions about them, I just start hating them, I start resenting them, what do you think will happen to me? Do you think I'll just keep going on self-improvement and have the same drive and motivation? No. Because they were most of my drive and motivation. Although I had internal drive, things pushing me from the back, you know, internally, they are a big part of the things that are keeping me on this path. And so, you know, I cannot afford in any kind of way, you know, it might seem a bit selfish, but I cannot afford to be mad at them because it would just hinder my progress. love, doesn't always need to be the kind and warm and fuzzy stuff, that you see in movies. Love can also be cold, harsh, tough. It can be this kind of love, that I've mentioned a real masculine father would give to his younger child, to his young child that's only starting to learn the way that life works. He's not just gonna be always like hugging him and kissing him, telling you how he's a good boy and how he's gonna have fucking high standards for him. He's gonna tell him, if you don't fucking work hard, then you don't have a place in this family. If you don't fucking work hard and if you don't make something out of yourself, then you don't have a place in this family. It might seem to somebody from the outside who's lived in this very feminine way, it might seem like that's crazy. It's like, oh my God, he's abusing his child. He's emotionally manipulating his child. But, he's just telling his kid, he's fucking saving his kid of the struggle, of the impairment of having to live a purposeless life, because that is worse than anything else. He's telling him, you make something out of yourself, and you can only make something out of yourself while living a life filled with a purpose, with purposes. Right? And so he's telling his kid, you don't have a fucking place in this house, in this family, if you don't make something out of yourself. And I believe that is very important, this kind of tough love. And I believe, that sometimes you need the warm, kind love from your feminine figures, like your mom, your sister, they should shower you with this kind of love. But at the same time, you need to give out, maybe you can give out some of that kind of the same reciprocal love to them, maybe to your woman. But at the same time, you need to give out harsh, tough, cold love to the people that need that. Because there's some people that just don't respond to this nice fuzzy stuff, There's just some people who see that and they're like, oh, well, that's cool enough, but, it's not making any change in my life. And to those people, you have to literally fucking snap. Oh, even though they might not even want to mention it, they won't say that, oh my God, I don't really like the fact that, you're doing this and you're like showering me with love and everything. Like, I'd rather just have somebody fucking yell in my face and tell me to get my shit together. Like, I know a lot of people like that. And you're probably one of them as well. Like, you'd rather have your fucking dad, somebody that, like a masculine figure in your life, come up in your face and fucking tell you, get your shit together, cunt. Let's go. You don't want your fucking mom to tell you, oh, come on, please. Come on, do that and do this, please, come on. Like, you don't want somebody fucking doing that shit. You want somebody to just fucking push you from the back. Give you a fucking hard shove forward. That's what you want. That's what we want, because this is how we progress. We don't progress with like warm, nice, fuzzy love. I mean, again, that's fit in certain places when when you're gonna be with your mom, with your sister, with your woman, with your younger children. Sometimes that love has its place, but sometimes, and I mean it very damn well, sometimes there will be times, bro, 100%, when you will have to be tough, when you'll have to literally do shit that you wouldn't want to do. You'll have to punish your kids in a way that you wouldn't really want to do. But you understand that this is the only way to get them to grow. And I believe that, an extra thing, if you're not capable, if you don't believe that you're capable of doing this, even as a woman, if you're watching this and you're a woman and if you feel like you want to have kids in the future, or, you're actually having children right now, if you're not capable of rightly disciplining them, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, it doesn't matter, whether you're a parent, just you being a parent, having a child, or thinking of wanting to be a parent, to be having a child, if you cannot properly fucking discipline your child, if you cannot properly raise your child, which doesn't mean always like all love and rainbows, and it doesn't always mean tough love, it's a very 50-50 mixture of both, right? If you cannot provide that, then don't have children. It's that simple, man. I'm sorry, but if you cannot provide tough love and cold, harsh, bring the children to the cold, harsh reality, but at the same time also be able to love them and forgive them when the time is there for that, then don't have children. Please. You're only going to make their lives worse. I mean, you can have children once you fucking very well understand and use those concepts in your day-to-day life, then maybe consider it, you know? But up until that point, don't fucking do it. And so I believe that all those kinds of those two kinds of different love, they are necessary for a young man to grow masculine. If a man is just showered with all these kinds of warm, fuzzy things, he's just gonna live a very feminine life. And if he's just gonna be showered with this fucking tough love and all these kinds of constant expectations and shit, he's just gonna be filled with resentment in his older years that his father never like had any acknowledgement of, or maybe his mother had never had any acknowledgement of the nice things he did sometimes. He never really had like a hug, you know? A simple hug. No, he just always had people telling him, you can do more, you can do more, you can do more, come on, come on, come on. Fucking screaming in his face, as I told you. Like, you don't want that shit every day. I don't want that shit every day. But there will be times in your life when you will need that. There will be times in your life when you don't want it, but you will need it. So think about that. So yeah, I believe those are the 4 most important traits to achieving a good masculine life. To becoming that truly masculine man yourself. Discipline, sacrifice, dedication, and love. I'm not going to make this video any longer. If you liked what I talked about, you know, if you think that you've gotten any value out of this video, then subscribe and maybe like the video, share it with other people who you think will benefit from it. And I won't make this any longer. I'll let you hear, man. Good luck.